loves! Today we'll be learning about the best graphic liners. This video will be broken down into parts and I'll be talking about what graphic liners are used for, the best brands and brushes to use for graphic liners, how to prevent graphic liners from that dreaded cracking and prolonged staying power, and the pro tips, techniques, and tricks for graphic liners. I'll also have timestamps laid out, so if you're looking for specific information, it'll be easier for you to find. All the products I'll be using today will be in the description with discount codes. So this video is actually applying to this lovely supporter who left a comment on my previous video. She asked for which brands to go for when just getting into graphic liners. Now my girly pops, I really do appreciate when you ask me questions, so feel free to ask me anything. I love to share, and that means we all get to learn. That way you get to learn, the audience gets to learn, and I get to learn because it opens a conversation for issues, your own tips and tricks, and your stories. So what do we use graphic liners for? Graphic liners create bold artistic lines or shapes around the eyes or all over the face that goes beyond traditional eyeliner. And this can range. You can use your shadows, pencil liners, gels, creams, but today we'll be specifically talking about graphic liners because I find that they are the most easiest to work with, more beginner friendly, and they're the most popular and what I personally love to use. They're very versatile and flexible because of how well it glides, the ease of use, and unlike pencil liners, it doesn't tug onto your skin when you're drawing. Or like with gels and creams, they tend to dry out midway when you're going in with the product, which gets you to dip in and out of the product. Then you have to like stop, dip it in, draw it, stop, dip it in, and it's a very repetitive, annoying process. And because they're constantly stopping so frequently, it breaks the flow and causes skipping. With water activated liners, it prevents skipping because there's minimal drag on the skin. And when you do have to stop and dip back in, then you go back and continue, the line blends more smoothly. And when you make a mistake with graphic liners, they're more easily removable than it is with gels, creams, pencil liner. It's much more forgiving. But as an artist, you will be using gels, creams, graphic liners, all the type of works depending on what you're trying to achieve. Graphic liners are just the fan favorites, and personally I think the queen. Now to the fun part, the best graphic liner brands. What are they? The best brands that I recommend are Mehron, Gavisi, and Glisten Cosmetics. Now, the absolute best and my favorite in the market right now is Mehron. And Mehron is a cruelty-free theater makeup brand. This is their AQ palette. They create amazing water-activated liners. Fake tears, fake blood, you name it, they have it. They are a movie-grade makeup brand. And you know what? Theater makeup just slaps. They are quality. Has your face card locked down. Like, girl, you can get roughed up, slapped across the face and be like, I'm still cunt. Let's talk about their liners. Like, they are so damn good. Like, shut up, shut all the way up. By the way, if you see liners that crack like this, don't worry, it doesn't affect any of the quality because they're water activated. They come with so many colors, like beautiful colors in their Aqua AQ line. But if you're just starting out, this is just for personal fun use, you wouldn't need to get a palette like this. Unless you want to treat yourself, then please do. For beginners, I would recommend the more basic palette because it provides more than you'll ever need. Like this huge AQ palette is a bit extra, so it like suits me. But if I was just starting out, I would just get the basic palette. You can also buy the refill pans, and if you have your own empty palette, you can customize and just buy the refill pans and pop it in to create your own color story. These give big pan energy. They also carry their own brushes that go along with their AQ line, so you don't necessarily need these. These are amazing, great brushes, and if you want to, you can go for them. But if you're looking for a more affordable option, the brands that I'm going to mention next not only have affordable but good quality brushes, but work just as good. So what makes Mehron water activated liners is so cunty? The big pan energy. Compact in one place in a palette. Longevity. More flexibility compared to other brands for both face and body. Theater grade. And they're formulated to have this softer texture. That's this super blendable, creamy type of feeling. If you compare other brands to this, you'll first notice the texture. It's creamier, it's softer, a bit thicker, but in all the right ways. It's richly pigmented, it glides and applies like the other ones. Are more watery, it's easy to use, except it lasts longer. It is flexible and you can move more with it. I unfortunately do not have a discount code for this brand, but I do for the next ones. So next up we have Gavisi. Skate Date, it's a pure white. I use this a lot in my makeup looks. Seems like a small pot, but this has lasted me a very long time. Like I haven't hit pan yet, and I think it's been like more than a year. Now, what makes Gavisi so cunty? Gavisi is a cruelty-free Latina-owned brand from Florida. Their little pots and pans last you a very long time. They're very easy to use. I just spray water into the pan itself, use their cap to mix into the right texture by adding water or more product, and it just glides. They make their products affordable and they always have sales and deals. I know they have a special going on right now, so I would go click the link in the description and then try to stack my discount code on top of it to see if you can save more. They have a copious amount of colors you can choose from in a refillable pan, a pot, or a palette. Triple P. They have a bunch of split palettes like this called Split Cake, really compact for travels. Also nice if you want to try graphic liners but don't want to commit yet, because it comes in many colors in one palette to play and mix. The only thing with palettes like this is keeping your brush within that strip of color and not mixing with others. If you want to use a bigger brush, it would be harder to get it more evenly coated. Personally, I rarely use big brushes. I just use the regular liner brushes for most of my looks. This is probably going to be a fan fave. It is their customizable palette. With their huge selection of colors, you can choose any 6 colors that you want from the website and add it into this compact palette. Or if you want a bigger customized palette, you can order the individual pans, and again, just go on Amazon or go to the Mac store, or Makeup Forever makes a really good one, those empty makeup palettes. These ones don't have metal backings though, so you probably have to get either a double-sided tape or one of those stick-on magnets. I'll link it in the description. Now, if you are a beginner and you're overwhelmed with all the colors, you're not sure which one you're going to use or which one to choose, I got you. All you actually need is white, black, yellow, blue, and red. Why those colors? Yellow, red, and blue are primary colors. And what do we do with that magic trio of colors? We mix them to get secondary colors. So for example, yellow and blue equals green, red and yellow equals orange, and so on and so forth. So all those mixes of colors are actually birthed from that magic trio. Those primary colors are the OGs. And of course we add white and black. This way you can take a primary blue, add some white, it becomes a baby blue, which is called a tint. Or you take the primary blue, you add some black, it becomes a deeper blue, and that is the shade. And that just creates so many possibilities. Like if you want to take the black and the white and you make a gray, then add that gray to the blue, it creates a lovely muted blue. So all those mixing possibilities that you can create from can come from those 5. Just those 5. And that works beautifully because their palette fits 6. You can fit your primaries, your black and white. If you're not sure what to get for the last one, you can get something like their UV liners that glow under black light, a color that you really want to try, some of the really pretty metallic shades that they have. Or if you're really unsure and you just want to have like the basic colors, I would get another white, because white is really often used to mix colors. And if for any reasons you're like, I don't want primary colors, I want a magenta or a sunshine yellow or a super deep navy blue, you can also get those instead, because the same concept applies as long as you stay within that like color family, if you know what I mean. But I would recommend the primaries for sure. And for their amazing affordable brushes, I want to talk about their liner brushes. These are specially made tried and true just for graphic liners. I love these because there's no guessing which ones you should get, natural versus synthetic, long or short, how a brush would react to the formulations, how little or too much of the product will hold and distribute. These are already right there for you to add to your cart. I love it when all products are like just in one cart, just whoof, one and done. And I am preaching that because I've tried to go into a local art store, and I just want to show an example of what happened when I did try to go for a art brush for graphic liner work. So I bought a long bristled art brush and I wanted to try this for makeup. The bristles on the side started to stick out, and when you do dip it into the product, it will not sharpen. Whereas for example, Gavisi brushes, even if it starts to stick out, once you touch the product with it, it sharpens and sticks together, ensuring that you create constant clean lines and holds the right amount of product. Also, the feel of these brushes are softer and more easy to maneuver. And Gavisi right now also has an amazing brush set that has everything that you need. The only individual brush that I would add to complete this brush set is their brush GV04. So why the longer brush? Contrary to belief, a longer brush actually gives you more even lines than it does with a short brush for those long strokes. A longer brush will absorb and carry much more product. It'll absorb all the way up the bristles, which will give you a constant flow when you're applying. Okay, next we have our little drawer of Glisten Cosmetics. They have full-size split liners and the minis, and they also have regular matte colors, metallics, and UV, similar to Gavisi. And I've noticed trying both Glisten and Gavisi, they are very similar in texture. I'm pretty sure they actually use the same formulation, but I have to fact check that. But very similar, if not the same. So their water-activated liners are called wet liners. Glisten and Gavisi both have these lines in their brands, but with different variations and colors. A really good recommendation, you're just starting out with graphic eyeliners and water-activated products. Under Glisten Cosmetics Lynn's wet liner palette, it comes with a big pan of white wet liner, black, primary colors, and some fun split liners. They have that palette by itself, but they also have one that's Lynn's palette and Lynn's brushes. If I was starting out, I would definitely buy that. That is one attractive set. Both Gavisi and Glisten Cosmetics, they're very similar, and both their products are honestly great. Though the only thing that I will say is that Glisten's website needs a bit of a upgrade for their filtering system. because it's just 13 pages with singular products you have to go through. They should really have one product for matte with the colors, like the product and then the colors you can select for that product, then another with metallic, etc. Right now they just have singles, the same product, their own single page. So if you're searching for just split liners, go to their search bar to search split liners, or if you're looking for UV, put UV liners, or else you're going to be looking forever through their pages. I hope you found some of your new favorite graphic liners. Now we get to the part where it's tips, tricks, and techniques for graphic liners. What's a graphic liner video without some tips? Call me margarine, because I know how to spread that information. I use humor to hide my pain. How to prevent cracking and prolong the longevity. What we're not going to do is crack. Cracking is beneath you. Now, before we heal from the pain, we must recognize where that came from. The pain comes from too many thick layers of liner. Try your best not to layer more than 3 because it can get yucky, really what the fucky really quick. And how we heal is through the dotting method. You're just going to map out what you're drawing, connect the dots with thin, watered down, diluted product. This is like the sketch. Remember in elementary school when you're going to draw something, before you do the good copy, you do a very light-handed, very faint sketch of your drawing. Sketching out, getting your hands warm, same concept. So with that diluted water activated liner, it is translucent, it's almost transparent, and you're just dotting and sketching out that graphic. Then finally, the consistency of a flexible watery cream, go over that to give that final good copy. Experiment and try on the back of your hand. You'll know when it's the right consistency when you have multiple test subjects, aka the lines on your hands. When it's too transparent and runny, that's a no, unless you're doing the sketch. If it's too thick where it runs out of product too quick and it dries, that is too creamy, too thick. You want to go in the middle where it's like a watery cream, like a watery serum. It does not drip. Now to prolong staying power. This is one of my favorite tips. Do not, for the love of Jesus Christ dick, skip primer. Don't you dare. Please, I'm begging you on my old popping knees. Next, use an eyelash glue, particularly an eyelash glue with a brush, or one of my absolute favorites, like one of the best inventions in makeup ever, is this felt tip lash glue liner. You draw and deposit it as you do with a winged liner. How genius. The glue underneath the liner doesn't budge with oily skin because, hello, it's eyelash glue. Go for the one that dries clear, so even if there's a tad bit too much, it blends in with the rest of the makeup. So do the dotting, draw the diluted line, that sketch. Then, once that dries, you go over that with the glue as if you're drawing on that good copy graphic liner work. Then finally, after it dries and there's that bit of tack to it, that final line, the good copy on top of that. And ta-da, bitch, I love you. Next tip is holding the brush. There's a few ways that you'll be using to balance on your face. One of them is placing your palm directly on your cheek. You can just move it anywhere where you're comfortable. Under the chin, on the cheek, on the side of your temples, or on your forehead. Really just anywhere you're comfortable with. The most important thing while you're creating is that you're comfortable. This is like your zone. So whatever you have to do to get that line on there, do it. There's no sitting really preppy and proper. There's no, you know, I'm like in it, you know, I'm like locked in. Always find the angle that works for you. Another tip is to use your pinky. So pinkies up. And again, you can use that anywhere you want, just to help balance. Use your pinky to balance and then moving your fingies to draw. And when you're drawing that graphic liner, many times moving your fingers, small motions is fine. But sometimes when you feel like you can't find the right balance or your hands are shaky, or if you need a longer line and you find that using your fingers, it's just giving you more wiggles than it is a straight line. The way to have more control is to use first your supporting hand, use your other hand to support your supporting hand. My microphone ran out of batteries, my first camera ran out of batteries and is overheated, and my third camera doesn't have any memory left. So now I'm switching to iPhone. A little bit of a different angle. So where was I before I was rudely disturbed? So sometimes when you're drawing, moving your fingies is fine. But if you find that for longer strokes, you're not getting the movement that you need, try keeping these two fingers over here frozen and your wrist locked in place. So no movement, just keep it locked. And either keep your pinky on your cheek for balance, or if your supporting hand is not supporting right, use your other hand to support the supporting hand. And then you grip it like you are in a K-drama and go hajima, hajima. And it'll be steady. And then once everything's locked and loaded, try moving with your head and keeping this in place, or keeping everything locked and just kind of just moving it along. Whatever you have to do to get the job done, okay? And sometimes on my good days, I have good steady hands, but most of the time they're quite shaky. Maybe it's like the female rage. So I use all hajima, those tips to keep my hands steady. So now let's talk about removal tips. So say you go Oops, made a little mistakey. Kill all witnesses. And then you're gonna wait until it dries. And what you can do is you can either use a wet Q-tip, just dipped in water or spritz with water, and then just gently remove it. Or you can use a clean spoolie. And then for this, if you find that it's not fitting for your face, you can just bend it and then gently give that liner a little massage. Slowly but gently scratch off with little evidence. Because it's water activated, it's very easy to remove, which makes it again more forgiving than gel liners, pencil liners, and creams. There are so many fun things to do with graphic liners, and I have so many tips, but I don't want to overwhelm you with all of that in this one video. Let me know after practicing a little bit if you want a masterclass on graphic liners. My studio was recently ambushed by mites. I know, ew, disgusting. Like, how? I researched for hours and I had to quarantine my studio. I ordered a gigantic jug of insecticide, had to leave it to do its thing, and I was itchy everywhere. There's no bites like mite bites. They're literally so awful. So this video took way longer than it should have, so thank you so much for your patience. Let me know if you want more graphic liner videos, the questions that you have, just anything. I am always open. I appreciate your love and support. If you want to see more short tutorials or creative looks, connect with me on Instagram, on TikTok, and thank you so much for watching. Mwah!